Hello everyone, and I already sense you recoiling. You're wondering, what the hell is this guy's mic audio? And I have to agree with you. But I'm Firelord Zuko, and welcome to my first Doki Literature Club mod video. We're going to be playing Doki, a normal VN. The normal VN, where nothing bad will happen at all, hopefully. Obviously I haven't played this. I have no idea what is to come. I've played a few. I'm new to the DDLC mod scene, and I figured, hey, recording them seems fun, so here I am. It's as simple as that. Sorry, Mike got cut off there for a second. We're already off to an amazing start. I think I should continue and just start this video before we get to any other weird occurrences. So enter my name. It's pretty standard for any DDLC mod or game, whatever. Drew. I'm gonna enter my name. That is my name. Doki, the VN, the visual novel, is a mod that begins by playing through nearly the entirety of the first act, really. Okay. Would you like to skip directly to the new content? Well... I mean, most of us have pretty much seen Act 1, right? So I say we get to the nitty-gritty, we get to the new stuff. You know how it goes. Sayori comes to us, the MC, get invited to the literature club, we meet everybody, and I guess new stuff happens. So let's go. Monica, yeah. Drew, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you. Of course. Very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. Okay, so we're at this point where we're supposed to choose who to hang with for the weekend, I imagine. So... okay. So it's between the four of them, of course. I don't know about you, but I'm a Monica guy. I also love Yuri. I mean, they're all great, but it's gonna be between Monica or Yuri for me personally. But do I save the best for last, or do I see other ones first? I'm gonna go with... let's go with Monica. Screw it. Well, I guess I should probably be helping Monica. Yay, you picked me. Hold on one second. Yeah. Monica, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us. But I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. The Drew is the one who... that doesn't matter. You were the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monica. You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club. Monica, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision. Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives. Excuse me? Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monica. Yeah. We have a lot of work to do, you know. You won't do as good a job if you make us work alone. Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monica. If we want our event to succeed, then we need to appropriately distribute our resources. So you're gonna do the right thing, President? She's very sassy. I decide to interject. Guys, I have more agency than just going along with something because she said so. Besides, I'm sure Sayori can help one of you two herself. This will probably be really important. I should help Monica with it at the very least. Yuri realizes what her words implied, and a look of remorse comes over her face. You're right. It really was silly of us to think you couldn't decide this. What the fuck? Skipped over it. There's a bit of lag there. I'm sorry for being so stupid. Oh, Yuri, come on. Yuri's attitude, however, is lost on Natsuki. Hey, you could have been stupid enough to do that. I was just trying to watch out for you, but clearly you are too dumb to see it. Wow. Natsuki, I don't think you're giving Drew enough credit. Yeah? Well, I think you're giving him too much. I know exactly why you're doing it. Me and Monica look at each other. She comes up to me and whispers in my ear. Maybe it'd be best to just leave, huh? So that's exactly what we do. Hindsight, I kind of feel bad for letting them argue like that, but they're probably not going to kill each other. Probably. Yeah, probably not. But who knows. We're almost out of the hall when Monica stops me. Hey, here's my number, alright. Ooh, look at that. Just in case we need to talk about anything. I see you. Speaking of which, do we have supplies for this? Yeah, I should. Then settle, we'll meet at your house. See you Sunday. Before I have a chance to ask why we're meeting at my house, she walks off. I contemplate texting her to ask, but eventually I just shrug it off and walk home. I can't believe this. Monica's gonna be coming to my house on Sunday? My anxiety shoots through the roof. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point. There's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she's looking forward to it. Is this the chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell. But until then, I won't be able to take my mind off it. I seriously can't wait. It's already Sunday. Damn, that was fast. I'm sitting in my room watching something or another when I hear my doorbell ring. I check my hair, put on a pair of pants, and go to answer the door. Hey, Drew. Damn, you look good, girl. Look at that. Hey, Drew. Okay. You ready to start with decorations? Yup, you damn right. Come on in. It's weird seeing her in something other than her uniform, but casual clothes look really nice on her. I wonder if she's thinking about my clothes, too. What clothes? We get settled in my room, and I get out the materials. Before we know it, we have a system established. So, what do you think? Green or orange here? It's a blue poster, so orange is probably your best bet. She takes the orange glitter and the glue and sprinkles it all over the poster. She puts it in the finished pile and grabs a new poster. As she begins working, I realize there's still 20 more posters left after this one in the pile. How many of these will we need exactly? Getting impatient, huh? Man, a little bit. Don't worry, we only need about 10 more. 10 more, huh? We should... oh shit, skip. We should probably get it done quick. We could probably get it done quicker if we both worked on them at the same time. I mentally kick myself for not thinking of that. Grab a blank poster and stare at it for a bit. I remember why I offered to help her and not do it myself. After a few minutes, she notices this. You need some help, Drew? Probably. Sorry. I don't really have any idea what to do here. It sounds like me in real life. Look, it's easy. She forms an L with the glue. I'm not really an artsy person, so this would be a nightmare for me. Then an I, then a T. Lit. See? Here, you try. I attempt to create an E, but it looks more like a mold smiley face. That's being a bit generous, even. Here, look. She gets behind me, grabs my hands, and helps me direct the glue bottle. It's only about a minute before she realizes what's going on and jumps away. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Monica's face turns bright red. She starts panicking, and she takes a few steps back. I realize it's up to me to save the situation. Hey, it's alright. You were just helping me out, that's all. Yeah, you're right, I guess. You think you got it now, though, Drew? Yep. I think I'll be good. Thank you for the help. With that, she turns back to her poster, cheeks bright red. I turn back to mine, write out the rest of the literature club, put glitter on, and show it to her. See? That's really nice. Everyone can improve with a little help from a friend. Thank you, Monica. That's really nice of you. Huh, don't mention it. Let's just continue with the posters, alright? I thank her and set the poster down. I'm a bit into the next one when I get a text from Sayori. She's asking how we're doing. Oh, we're cool. I tell her about how we're getting the posters done together. Monica notices this. Oh, there we go. Bit of lag. God, Sayori. Does she have to interrupt everything? Oh. I sense a bit of hostility. Sayori, do you not like her or something? Monica's face changes. Oh no, it's not that. Not at all. Sayori's one of my best friends. But I wish she didn't always just cut in, you know? It's a bit annoying. She can be a bit annoying sometimes, but she's not really cutting into anything. She's just asking how we're doing. I guess. I still don't like it. Are you jealous, Monica? Damn, but clearly. I mean, it's pretty obvious. No, not at all, Sayori. No, definitely not. That is a huge lie, but... Alright. She lacks confidence in that statement. I turn back to our posters. When we finish with all of them, we take time to marvel at our work. Well, that's it then, huh? Suppose that's my cue to pack my stuff. That's what she says, but she doesn't seem very happy about it. I show her out and she stops me before I go back in. Sure. She says, she starts to get rather close to me. Damn, what? Oh, this is always so dumb when I see it in a movie, but now it all makes sense. I guess it's just best to say it and avoid that trap. I'm a little... Monica, this is moving pretty quick for me. I'll admit. I'm shocked. I'm shocked too. Monica, like me? Is this some kind of joke? It better be a fucking joke. I mean, this is pretty quick. The pacing is it's pretty fast. I was thinking, well, you know, we could date. Oh my god, it's real. I'd take a minute to gather my thoughts. What should I say? Monica. Oh, so I actually get a choice, huh? Well, let's save here. It's a pretty obvious choice. Why wouldn't you accept it if it's Monica? Right? But... Dude, what is this pacing? So... Okay, here's what I understand. So we go through Act 1 of DDLC, right? So Sayori invites us to the literature club. It's been like a week, you know? It's been a week. So it's almost the festival. She's helping us at her house. And all of a sudden she confesses her love to us. It's like, I don't know, it's moving a bit fast, you think? So, I mean, for the sake of the plot, I'm going to accept. I just want to see what would happen if we did deny her, though. Because we get the liberty of saving down here, so I just want to see what would happen. What? This is... the fuck? Literally downloaded this to date the Dokis, you fucking shipper. Well, that's a bit mean. But why the fuck did you choose that? Morbid curiosity, my dude. Did you misclick or something? I did not misclick, as a matter of fact. Fucking hell. This is normally the part of the game where I take you back so you can do it right. But fuck that shit. I'm not doing that just for some dumbass who can't click the clearly fucking correct choice. Dude, you're so mean. Honestly. I hope you say before that shit. Or that you know what the skip button does. Well, I do. Fucking asshole. You're so rude, man. ... Alright, fuck it, you know what? I'll just play this garbage as if you said yes. This is me doing you a favor, by the way. Just don't fuck up the next segment. Seeing as your brain is about the size of a tic-tac dick, you probably will. God damn, dude. But for fuck's sake, at least try this time. Can a man not be curious? Damn it. You just had to get that last insult in there, man. Nah, you know what? I'm not letting you fucking help me. I'm loading the fucking game. Skip button, yeah. I know. I'm gonna accept the invite. You didn't insult me. I'm going back in time. Yeah. I'd love to. Her eyes light up. Yay! I guess that makes the festival our first date, huh? Yeah. I'll see you there, Drew. She walks off, probably the happiest I've ever seen her. Likewise, I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. Something inside me always feared what happened if I asked her, but she asked me instead. I know it's a fucking shocker, huh? Plus, I've never had a girlfriend before, so Monica's a pretty good start. I turn around and walk back into my house. Oh. Festival's gonna be great. I should imagine so. I walk into the literature club and the usual scene greets me. Yuri's sitting under a desk reading a book, and Natsuki and Sayori are talking about something. Monica's late again. Oh, Monica. Hey, Drew, where's your girlfriend? She's late. Natsuki calls out. I'm shocked she knows we're dating. I'm not. Who knows what they talked about? How'd you know that Monica and I were dating? Did Sayori tell you? Come on, it's so obvious that I'm sure that Yuri, even with her nose buried in that book, still notices it. Hearing her name, Yuri looks up. Did you say something, Natsuki? Have you ever noticed something's up between Monica and Drew? By something's up, you mean they like each other, correct? Yep. And yes, it's a bit hard not noticing it. With that, she goes back to reading. Natsuki begins to speak when Monica walks in. Sorry that I'm late, everyone. I swear one of these days I'll have to get a watch or something. She takes a moment to gather herself and then continues. Okay, so does anyone else have anything unusual? Notice anything unusual about the club today? We all exchange blank stares as we feign ignorance before turning back to Monica. Something important, perhaps? Natsuki speaks up smug. Yeah, you're always late. I mean, yeah, that's pretty true. I don't think that's what you meant, Natsuki. Well, it is something important about the club. Monica lets out a deep sigh. Other than that, have you noticed anything that hasn't changed? This time it's Yuri's turn to be smug. Natsuki, apparently. Hey, that's not what she meant either, doofus. Alright, everyone, calm down, please. What I was getting at is that when I said everyone, that still only includes the 5 of us. So let's talk about that festival, shall we? The other 3 girls let out a collective groan. Even if I don't voice it, I feel the exact same way. None of us really want to think about it. I know. It's kind of a touchy subject, but we need to talk about it if we're ever going to get things straightened out between all of us. So, you were all there, but does anyone need a refresher? The festival. It's a day that all of us would be all too happy to forget. At least that's what the looks on Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri's faces tell me. But if Monica's insistent on bringing it back up, I guess we have no choice but to remember. It's Monday and time for the school festival. I've always enjoyed these, as they were essentially a day off from school, but I never got involved in anything like this. I can't believe I had to read out a poem. I'm still not even that proud of the one I chose. All of a sudden, my mind jumps to Sayori, who hasn't come out. I was waiting outside her door for her to come out, but it seems she overslept again. Anxious, I walk into her house once more. I still don't feel very comfortable doing it, but I'm not going to be late because of her. Besides, it's what a good friend would do, right? I walk upstairs to her room. I'm getting a weird sense of PTSD from this. I set my book bag down outside the door. I begin to knock on the door, yet I'm still met with no response. Jeez, come on, Sayori, are you dead or something? How very hilarious, dude. You're funny. Wake up! Ugh, guess I can't do much else. I open the door to see her asleep. That's a relief, you know. I walk over and tap her on the shoulder. I see her turn over. Drew, what's wrong? She lets out a huge yawn. Did she forget what today is? I want to be mad at her, but instead I find myself stunned. She looks so cute. Hey Sayori, it's time to get up, okay? You're gonna be late for the festival. Goddamn lag. What? The festival? Ah, Drew will be mad if I don't get up. She throws the covers off her, gets up and opens her eyes to the best of her ability. Oh, Drew, you're here already. Well, yeah. Sorry, I must have overslept. It's okay, you still have time. I'll be waiting outside, okay? Outside? Drew, oh no, you'll be cold. Go downstairs. I'll be right out, okay? I'm confused by Sayori's request, but I oblige. It's not that big of a deal to wait for her inside the house. After a few minutes, I see Sayori come down the stairs. She walks over to the kitchen to pour herself a bowl of cereal. Thanks for waking me up, Drew. You really are always looking out for me. I still lack the energy to be reprimanding. No problem, Sayori. Now let's get going, shall we? As soon as I'm done with breakfast. That's fair. You know how I get if I skip it. Fine. We arrive at the festival 20 minutes late. Immediately get to work on helping the club set up the decorations that Yuri made from the Literature Club's event. Thankfully, not much happened during our absence, but some of the stage was already set up. Harmonica, Yuri, and Natsuki got a piano into the room as a mystery for the ages. Honestly, I have no clue. Must have taken some effort. Half an hour later, and we're finished. To celebrate our good work, Sayori and I take both of Natsuki's cupcakes. Or take one of Natsuki's cupcakes. Sayori immediately stuffs it into her mouth, while I take a moment to inspect Natsuki's latest design. Instead of the traditional swirl or kittens on top, she shaped the icing into closed books. Each one uniquely decorated to mimic the cover of famous novels from around the world. Quite fitting of the club's theme. Wow, Natsuki, these are really good. They might even be your best batch yet. Aw, thanks. Seriously. I'm impressed with how the icing's done. Something this intricate must have taken a lot of time, effort, or both. Well, duh. I've gotten a lot of practice with this kind of thing by now. It's really not that hard once you've done it a few times. Natsuki suddenly turns a bright shade of red and speaks under her breath. I just hope that everyone else is impressed by them as much as you guys are. Yuri and Monica both walk over and each take a cupcake as well. We all take a few moments to enjoy the rich flavor and show Natsuki our gratitude. Geez, I'm glad you guys like him so much. Just make sure you shave enough. Just make sure you save enough for our guests too, alright? Speaking of guests, has anyone signed up to join the club yet? No, not so far. But then again, the festival hasn't really picked up yet either. All in due time, I suppose. We haven't started to read out any of our poetry yet either. Speaking of which, do you have your poem on you, Drew? I finished the last bite of my cupcake in reply. Oh yeah, it's right here in my book bag. I cut myself off. I suddenly come to realize that the now apparent emptiness where my book bag should be. I did. I must have set it down somewhere when I was waiting for Sayori. Well, that isn't very good. We don't have time for you to run back and grab it. Monica turns from me to address the rest of the club. Does anyone have a poem that they can lend to Drew? Seems to have forgotten his. is. She casts me a quick aside glance as she continues. You know, the main event of the day and everything? Monika's having fun guilt-tripping me, I think. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like I did it on purpose. Suddenly, Sayori steps into the conversation in my defense. Hey, there's no need to pick on Drew like that. For the record, I forgot my poem too, so he's not the only one. Oh no. Sayori, that's not something you should feel proud of. But I just forgot. You can't just go forgetting things like that, Sayori. Well, this music's happening, so we're in for quite a conversation. Not only are you both late because you overslept, but now 2 of us don't even have anything to read to our guests. You're supposed to help me run the literature club, but the truth of the matter is that in the end, you not only skirt your responsibilities, I even get stuck pulling your slack on top of that. When you do things like that, do you ever think about how much work you're leaving for everyone else? How are we supposed to attract new club members now? Damn. Well, it's not like my reading was going to attract anyone new to the club anyway, so really I don't count. Sayori, did you leave your poem behind just so you wouldn't have to read it in front of everyone else today? What? Of course not, why would I do that? I didn't even sleep in today, I actually got up early for once. What do you mean? I was late this morning because I couldn't find where I left my poem. I even told Drew that when I was apologizing to him. I wouldn't lie about something that... Oh, so that's what she mentioned when she was... So that's what she mentioned when she was looking for earlier. I can't English today. She was speaking so fast I didn't even catch that. Don't play dumb with me. You're trying to save face in front of the club right now, aren't you? I'm honestly ashamed of your behavior, ex-vice president. Whoa, holy shit. Did she just get fired? At this point, a crowd of students had been gathering at the door, taking an interest in the unfolding drama. Several of them slowly file into the classroom for a better view. A couple of the braver ones sneak further in and enjoy one of Natsuki's cupcakes as they snicker at us. Natsuki steps in. Hey, you leave Sayori alone. I didn't want to read any of these dumb poems either. In fact, none of us did. You're the only one who wanted to go through this dumb idea in the first place, Monika. Monika glares at Natsuki for a moment before speaking again. I'm sorry, Natsuki, and here I thought you were confident enough to read in front of everyone, but I guess that's not really the case after all. Wow, I've never seen this side of Monika before. Honestly, I'm pretty shocked. She seems rather irritable, to say the least. Perhaps it's because she's under pressure, being in public like that. And Natsuki isn't having any of that. Oh? I'm sorry, Monika, and here I thought you were the kind of leader that listened to her club members when they voiced a concern, but I guess not. Some club president you are. Natsuki, in case you weren't listening, no one's asking for your opinion. Oh shit. Roasted. So if you don't want to do anything for the festival, then why don't you go read manga by yourself in the corner like you usually do? Jesus Christ. Okay, things are getting way too out of hand here, I'll say. I'm trying to think of a way to stop the argument, but I don't even know where to step in. Thankfully, Sayori tags back in for Natsuki. Well then, I'll ask her now. Natsuki, what's your opinion? Why, I'm glad you asked, Sayori. At least somebody cares about the rest of the club's opinions. And in my opinion, Monika's being an awful jerk. And in my opinion, neither of you really care that much about the literature club after all. Maybe that can change someday in the future, but I doubt it. Guys? Stay out of this, Yuri. Don't be mean to Yuri. What'd she fucking do? Yuri squeals and quietly backs away from the other girls. She backs up, she accidentally bumps into one of the other students, and finally takes notice of the growing crowd, furthering her embarrassment. I turn to the other club members and gather my confidence. There's only one thing to do. I gotta play Sayori here. Well, here goes nothing. Hey! The sudden shout jolts them out of their squabble. There's no need to argue like this. Aren't you all friends? Well, friends don't argue with each other, so stop. Wow, I think I actually did it. Natsuki opens her mouth to retort, but she takes one look at me and quickly closes it. At this point, the crowd has mostly dispersed already, although a few students stuck around to thank Natsuki for the cupcakes. Even from here, it's noticeable that her sign-up sheet was just as empty as when we started. Well, hell. So, does everyone understand why the club's still at square one? Well, a little bit, I would say. The rest of us look down at the floor in disappointment. Monica follows suit. She knows she was part of the problem after all, even if she doesn't want to admit it. Monica's eyes move up to the back of the room, lost deep in thought. She takes a moment and lets out a sigh before continuing. Sayori, Drew, I'm really sorry that I snapped at the both of you. Look, I know that Sayori didn't intend to oversleep or lose her poem or whatever yesterday, and I know that you were both busy with bringing the decorations here too. I have noticed the effort that Sayori had put into her hygiene yesterday. I was honestly impressed. Given that, I can understand how you might lose track of things when your mind is so preoccupied. If I'm being honest, I share some of the blame for that too. As the one in charge of the events, I should have had you both email me your poems last night just in case, or something to that effect. I hate to admit it, but as club leader, I failed you both. She turns to the other two girls and continues monologuing. I'm sorry for yelling at the both of you too, Yuri, Natsuki. I really shouldn't have. I stepped way out of line. Monica turns to address the whole group again. I should have listened to all of you the first time around. It's just... She takes a moment to gather her thoughts again and continues. I've been working so hard on getting preparations set up for this festival. I've been practicing the piano for 6 hours straight every single day for the past 2 weeks, plus any free time I had after class was over. I practiced reading my poem in front of the mirror nearly 100 times to make sure that I had it memorized by heart. I posted a few dozen flyers of my own design around the school to advertise our event. I even composed my own song to play as background music for everyone's poems to help them keep a rhythm to their words. She put a lot of effort into this, man. I had to call in a favor to borrow a piano from the music department. Oof. I even spent my own money to rent a microphone, a stage light, and a video camera to make sure the whole event would be something worth remembering. Oh man. I know that none of you were all that interested in performing for the festival at first. I was really hoping that my enthusiasm would prove to be infectious. Thought that maybe if I showed you all how much effort I was putting in, that it would inspire you all to do the same. I just want everything to be perfect to prove just how awesome our club is. But I let that get in the way of what matters most. And for that, all I can say is, I'm sorry. I'm utterly taken aback. I never realized just how much effort Monica had been putting into the festival behind the scenes. No wonder she was always so late to the club. To think that it had become a running gag for us. And on top of all that, I never expected to hear such a heartwarming apology out of her. I think that we all seriously underestimated just how much the school festival really meant to her. I want to man up and take my share of the responsibility. How am I even supposed to follow up something like that? Oh well, here goes nothing. ... I suppose I have to apologize too. It was my mistake that caused everything to spiral out of control in the first place, after all. I should have double-checked myself instead of surfing the web when I was waiting for Sayori. So, yeah. I'm sorry, everyone. Natsuki steps forward. Well, you both need to stop being so hard on yourselves. It's dumb. Okay. Neither of you are at fault anyway, so stop feeling so guilty about it. I can understand Monica wanting everything to go smoothly for the festival, and it's not really fair we should let her shoulder so much of the burden. Well, I agree. And even after she did all of that, we still couldn't bother to. Speaking facts right there. It's I'm the one who... Though the rushing of her words and the shakiness of her rushing of her words and the shakiness of her voice, it's clear that Natsuki's really struggling to apologize. Sayori comes over and wraps her arms around Natsuki. I forgive you, Natsuki. And you too, Monika. And Drew. It doesn't matter that we all made some mistakes yesterday. It's not a big deal as long as we're all still friends when it comes down to it. Natsuki dries her eye, and the faintest hint of a smile stirs to grace her lips. Yeah, well. The club might not have any new members, but we make up for quantity with quality, right? Yuri stops looking at her shifting feet and finally breaks her silence. Lag. I like the club better this way. I know you wanted more members, Sayori and Monika, but I don't really. It's great for there to be a place just for us, where we all like each other just the way we are and don't have any serious drama. Speaking facts. Besides, if we can still get that heated when there's just the 5 of us, just imagine what can happen if there's even more. I mean, yeah. Sayori seriously ponders that line for a moment, something I rarely see out of her. Well, I don't want to take on any more members if our founding members aren't completely on board. So I guess I agree with you guys. Monika takes a look at everyone, processing everything that's happened over the last several minutes. She seems to slowly soften to the rest of the club's outlook. So I'm the only one left, huh? I guess that settles it then. No more new club members, at least for the time being. Okay, everyone. If this is the club's final decision, then that's good enough for me. But I want us to be completely open with our hearts. Are we totally sure that the literature club is as good as is? ... I decided to speak first myself for once. I like spending every afternoon with all of you. I don't think it could get any better than it already is, even if we had 100 club members. Absolutely. Who needs 100 club members when each of us is 100 times more fun anyway? Facts. I don't mind this at all. In fact, I prefer it. It's honestly great just hanging out with all of you every day. If there were more of us, then we wouldn't be able to spend all of that time together, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. ... Okay, everyone, it's official. The Literature Club will retain its 5-member count. For now, at least. Everyone beams at this news. Well, no poems this week. Take it as a show of good faith from me, I guess. Ooh, thanks, Monika. Aw, well, alright. Yuri still wanting to do it. I like writing poems fine, but getting a break now and then is nice too. Monika looks over at me and we both smile. We all leave the club together before Monika and I split off from the others. So Drew, am I still coming over this Sunday? Of course. It's a date. You sly dog. I wink at her. She blushes and my heart skips a beat. How smooth, my dude. How smooth. My heart skips a beat. Yeah. God. Monika and I are really a couple now. It's so weird. I never really expected it to happen, but here we are. Man, you and me both. I always thought that she was so out of my league that I would be just crushing on her for the rest of high school. To see her as my girlfriend. I smiled to myself. I can't wait for Sunday. And that's where the video ends for now. What dramatic music to end this on. I'm gonna save my game. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.